Hashem's loving grace. Welcome to Parsha Pearls with your host, Laser Brody. This week's Parsha is Vayeshev, and we have a very dramatic scene where the brothers are angry at Yosef. They think that Yosef spoke slander about them to their father, and they want to kill him. They're also jealous because of the coat of many colors, and they come. Yosef comes and sees them in the desert. They see him from afar, and Shimon says to Levi, let's kill him. Let's kill him. He's finished. He said, all the brothers are to join in. So this is, wait a second, last week's Parsha was Vayishlach. And in Parshas Vayishlach, Dinah was abducted and raped by one of the Canaanite princes, Shechem. And Shimon and Levi not only take revenge on Shechem, who abducted and raped their sister, they kill Shechem, they kill his father, the entire family, the entire village. So we see at the end of the book of Genesis, in Parshas Vayechi, when Jacob blesses the 12 sons on his deathbed, he says about Shimon and Levi, he gives them a blessing, but he curses their anger. He doesn't curse them, he curses their anger. He says, Ol apam. We can now understand what Jacob said in last week's Parsha in Vayishlach, Ekaltemuti. He's angry at them. He's angry at them taking revenge. And so they did for an entire village. And he said, you shouldn't have done that. And people think, well, maybe they should have, because that the village condoned what Shechem did. And as he condoned, according to Noahide laws, the entire village is guilty. Yaakov Avinu didn't think so. Jacob didn't think so. And certainly here, what are we learning for? What are we learning from? But from last week's Parsha, where they were angry and they killed an entire village, to this week's Parsha, where they find that killing is not so difficult, and their brother got on their nerves, they want to kill their brother. And then to the final Parsha in Genesis, where their father curses their anger. And we can see that their anger, there's a streak where they did have Levi, Korach, who revolted against Moshe, that came out of the tribe of Levi. Zimri, who went against Moshe Rabbeinu also with the Midianite women, that he violated the laws of purity and holiness, and had relations with a Midianite woman. Also, this came out of Shimon. This was from the tribe of Shimon. So we see the roots, the anger roots are manifest in subsequent generations. And this is what Jacob cursed. He cursed this root of anger. He says there's no room amongst his sons for this anger. Because what happens is they get used to being angry, and they receive for something justified, so they're angry for unjustified things. In the laws of wholesome speech, the Chafetz Chaim mentions instances where a person may say slander. Okay, if a person is a sinner, if a person is not in Klal Yisrael, in other words, a person goes against the laws of the Torah, you're allowed to say Lashon Hara about it. But then later, the Chafetz Chaim qualifies himself. Today, there's no such thing as a person that's out of Klal Amitecha, that's out of the general people of Israel. You can't say Lashon Hara about anyone, because maybe a person is not observant because he wasn't born observant. It's called a Tinok Shenishba, like a baby that was in captivity. So we are really not allowed to say a negative, derogatory word about anyone, because if we get used to saying derogatory words about people, says the Chafetz Chaim, even when we are allowed to, then this comes a custom behavior, and then a person will end up doing it when they're not allowed to, and that's bad news, because Lashon Hara, where it's forbidden, can entail up to violating 17 positive mitzvot and 14 negative mitzvot. It is a violation at one shot of 31 mitzvot, and it's really a bad thing. So here we see that even though killing, sometimes a person needs to kill in war and self-defense. But when killing becomes a habit, even when it's allowed to, a person may resort to kill when it is for his own convenience and he's not allowed to. So the best thing is to avoid it. If a person has any doubt whether he could say slander or not, he should ask a poisek, he should ask a qualified rabbinical authority, and not go there. So this we could say anger, says Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, anger, when a person is angry, he loses his divine soul. So when a person loses divine soul, there's no void in spirituality. So when the divine soul leaves, the dark side enters, and the person is full with a spirit of the dark side, and that's not good. That's why we're not allowed to look in the face of an angry person. So, Baruch Hashem, we should do our best. We're the people of the book, are people of compassion, of chesed, and steer far away from anger and negativity and violence. This is not our thing. Okay, Hashem should help everyone have a wonderful, happy Shabbat. And we hope to see you again next week on Parsha Beams. God bless.